Hello friends. I feel like one of the biggest questions I get asked is like, how do you afford to live in New York City? Do your parents pay your rent? Do your parents pay for your lifestyle? What do you do for work? What does a work week look like? Every single week is different. This week I looked so ugly in all of these clips because I'm in currently my luteal phase, so no judgment there please. And secondly, it was just like a not very productive week, but I think it's important to show that you're not always going to be like your most productive self. You have things going on in your personal life, you're human, you have emotions, you go through things, and it's not always going to be like good sleep, good fitness routine, good eating, whatever, good work. So I would say this is like a very realistic week in the life, a few events, a few work calls and different things like that, but this is how I afford my lifestyle. Starting the vlog off on a Sunday. I know that some of my clients are still based in Australia, so I do a lot of work on Sunday nights specifically because it's Monday in Australia and that's when everyone's like coming to you with like their emails and different things like that. But I am currently editing the Too Much Talking vlog and going through all the footage for the vlog to go live in 2 weeks time. So I try and work like ahead and be like 2 weeks ahead of schedule so that like if 1 week we couldn't film together or whatever it is, like we're always ahead. It is 10:45 p.m. I feel like this is probably one of the biggest things is like, I want this vlog to be super realistic. A lot of the time I show the very like glamorous side of New York and like going out for dinner and going out for drinks and going out for this. And it is such a balancing act of like managing like your work, new inbound content, friendships, like everything, you know? So I just want to be super realistic in terms of like the hours that I'm working and my life. I'm not really going to vlog anything that isn't work related in this vlog, like workouts and stuff, because I like to have that time to just like go to my mind palace and just fully lock in. So if you're new here, welcome. And I work in marketing. I've worked in marketing for the last like I need to work out how many years it's been. And I freelance now in New York City. Obviously, if you notice I have an accent, I'm from Australia, Melbourne, Australia. But I've lived here for 2 years, which is pretty crazy to think now that I've lived here for 2 years. When you are a freelancer or if you do make content like there is no like guaranteed time that you're going to get paid. So a lot of the time you have to, I guess, space out like your money. Like it's not like you get a paycheck every 2 weeks or every month, like every date on the same month, you get paid the same. Like some clients won't pay you for literally over 2.5 months and some might pay you in 1 day. Some might take like 6 months and have like late fees. Like you just have to be, I think you just have to, like there's no routine in terms of your spending. And 1 month you can have like a bigger month, 1 month you can have a slower month. So it's all very like chopping and changing. I personally don't mind it, but I think if you were someone who really liked routine and like structure, it wouldn't be great, you know?
I thought, it was his girlfriend, and so I was just going up to anyone with dogs, and he like called me over and was like, yeah, come see this.
I have an appointment at 12, so I have 2 hours to get some work done. I spoke about this in my last vlog. People always ask for productivity hacks when in reality, like the productivity hack is like literally just doing the work and not like fluffing around with all these things. Like I literally just write my to-do list in my notes app. I'll just do like Monday, and do it in like order of priority. I'm reading this book at the moment called Think Again. I've honestly been reading it for over a year. There is so much info that I feel like you can't just like bang it out and be like, cool, I'm just going to read the whole thing in 2 months, because you need to like digest it. So at the moment, the chapter I'm reading, they're talking about behavioral change and how it actually affects different people and different like hypotheses they had in order to change behavior. And it's super interesting because it discusses a lot about how attacking or not asking like genuine questions or essentially trying to educate someone through like aggression or like belittling never works. And I feel like that's like an obvious, but the examples they go into are super interesting. They compare like people who have like rival sports teams. They compare people who have like addictions to like alcohol or drugs. I think a lot of the time when you read books, it can be hard to think like, why is this relevant? My take would be that when you are working for a brand, these hypotheses like still ring true. So for example, if I'm trying to get someone to convert from like one restaurant to another, it's like based on perception. So how can I like alter the perception and change the behavior of that person through like hypothesis 1, 2, 3, or 4 using those methods in like a marketing sense. So it can be hard to learn a lot when you're a freelancer because you're not like consistently, you know, like I go to some events, but not nearly as many as I should just because I work nights. And also like I really like stuff like that, to be honest. But it's really at the end of the day up to you to like expand your knowledge, educate yourself. And I find the best way to do that is through books or podcasts, I really like Alex Hormozi's podcast. Like, I love the way he speaks about things. He's very like no bullshit, matter of fact. I really like him. And Prof G, like he's like the Prof G podcast, that's really good. But yeah, the books is good for your own interpretation of how you could utilize those skills to apply it to your marketing strategy, I think. Just finished editing this video and now I need to watch it over. It's actually really long. It's like a hour, I think. So I need to proof it to make sure there's no editing mistakes in it, and then schedule it for 2 weeks time. I definitely find it difficult to concentrate when I'm getting literally hate comments about my body. Like, I think it's so easy to be like, they're just like all losers and like blah blah, they all have fake accounts, all this stuff. But I'm like, it just sometimes doesn't feel like that, you know, especially when you work from home. Like, it makes you can make you very anxious, I think. And then it also just takes away from like your brain capacity to work. Like, I need to come up with these ideas for 2 of my clients for a US Sephora launch, and I just like literally can't think. So I'm gonna go to my appointment and then journal, come back and like try and just like, I say try not to check my phone, but like realistically, like I will check my phone. But yeah, you just like get people like fucking DMing you being like so mean as well. Like, it's not even just like the comment section, it's like people like DM you like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up actually. But I guess that is ultimately, like, I have these moments where I'm like, should I just like delete all my social media? I know it sounds so dramatic, but I always say that like once I have kids and like have like more of an established career, like I probably will delete all my socials. Like right now it's like for the most part fun to make content, but it's moments like these where I'm just like, you actually just do weigh up, like, is this actually worth it for your mental health to feel so shit sometimes because of people? I just whipped up some lunch, just made this like really quick salad and then some pasta. I feel like you can't really work a lot of the time when you're eating, so a lot of the time I like to plan to review things that don't require my hands while I'm eating. Proof watch the vlog and then have Tahlia proof watch it tonight while I'm at my work event, and then once she approves it, then we can go and schedule it. Wearing baggy jeans, oversized top. So Charles is out on a date. This is it. Got this oversized blazer on and then wearing these jeans, and then I actually have these new boots on that are like long snakeskin vibe. I'm low-key a little bit lost, but I think it might be here. So look how pretty it is tonight. Let me suss.
The area, like near there, because that looks really nice.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like the area will be nice.
Mind, like it's literally so up to you, because obviously I can do either. Obviously you're coming literally so far, so I just want you to like be like, this is what I want to do, and then I'll just like fit into it, you know. In Europe, I'm like, I don't know. I just got home before at like 10:30 from my work event. It was so cool. It was like this, it was hosted at this like members only place in New York. It was definitely way out of my tax bracket, and it's really cool at the event. Like, a lot of people grew up in like New York, like they were born and raised Upper East Side, or like in Queens, and it was just like really cool just like hearing their experience of their childhood here, because I think a lot of the time people are always like, oh, surely you're not gonna have kids there, and I'm like, no, surely I am. So I like to hear from people who were like born and raised here about their experience.
Layer of skin, so this is what you can see and feel, and underneath. The lighting in here is great.
The whole video is just like, we got Parmesan crisp. So nice. Like, even they always just feel like warm.
Yes,
Like,
very
just so-
warm. They make you feel like you've met them about 10 times before. I did notice last night that I hadn't met the CEO and one of the other guys, and she was like, so nice to see you. Instead of so nice to meet you, so nice to see you is so nice to see you, and we'd never met. And I was like, that is such a nice way. It's quite quiet in here. Shall we, get a coffee? What do you want?
I'm good right now, honestly. I've already had some coffees.
So easy to please, you are.
Ooh, time I watch rain is black glass. Move like lovers move to our favorite 80s track.
I am not always super organized. Like, there are plenty of times where I definitely feel disorganized, and this day is one of them. I went to bed really late last night, and then I had to wake up pretty early to go to like this gym thing and a birthday coffee. So I was like really tired, and then had to get ready, wash my hair, all that stuff, head to my client event, shoot that. And then I had our we have like an assistant, I'm going to put quotations around it, but essentially she just films like a few hours a week of our YouTube videos. Like, hopefully in the future we'd be able to like onboard her for more stuff so that we can pay her for more hours, but right now we only really need like the filming for our joint YouTube channel. So got her to come up to the event, and like it's cool because then she gets to like come to the events with us and get like the products and experience it as well, which is really nice. But had her come up because I knew that I needed to film the start of our next YouTube video that's going live in 3 weeks time. So we filmed some stuff at a coffee shop at the event, and I'll also put some of the footage, well, I've already put some of the footage in this vlog. So I knew that I needed to get that done. Then we came home, I cooked lunch, and I have 2 consults tonight. I have the baseline series ideas that I've come up with, but I'm not feeling super creative, like, to be honest, because I'm so tired. But I'm trying to get myself back into a good sleeping pattern, so I'm not going to nap because then I won't be able to sleep tonight. So I'm going to stay up. It's 3:45. My first call's at 6:30. My second call's at 8:30. But I was just doing some reading on that book that I recommended before, Think Again, because a lot of the time when I'm not feeling creative, like, I have no one to bounce ideas off. And I've explained this before, but like, Tiles is very logical, I'm very creative, and we have like opposite skill sets. So as much as we do like to work together, we don't work together in like a creative capacity at all, because like the idea bouncing just isn't the same, which is so fine. That means that I need to like bounce ideas off myself, and that's a lot harder. So what I like to do, or try to do, is read bits and pieces from the books that I have that I really like, and that just helps me essentially take the series idea and like reframe it in a way that I want it to be presented, or think about it differently. When you're tired and you're working a lot and you feel a little bit burnt out and you're trying to like do your fitness, you're trying to maintain your social life, and you're trying to do everything, it really does give you some form of like brain fog, I swear, when you don't sleep well, because you just can't think the same and you get irritated a lot easier. So let me tell you about these clients. So the first one, you guys already know, I work with Grilled a fair bit. I have a fortnightly standing meeting with them where we go over their ideas and anything that's coming up, any campaigns that I need to be across. And then the second one is a consult for someone who owns a really large media company, I want to say it's called, in Australia. My call starts in 40 minutes, so I'm gonna try and edit 3 TikTok videos to draft, so I have them drafted for May. I think I have like 2 other videos that I need to edit that I filmed the other day, so I'm gonna do that. And then I need to edit the videos for the client shoots, like the events that I went to the last 2 days, and send them over to them for approval and find like the royalty-free music and all of that jazz. You look so nice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you going?
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Matt. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it's kind of giving, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The budget could be utilised a little bit better, maybe. Like, whatever the month you choose to do, obviously that doesn't interfere with phase 2. I'm like so bummed out right now because I just had my call, and essentially this idea that I came up with for the TikTok, which was really cool. Like, when did I come up with this? in January, I think. It's obviously May now, so I've just been waiting for it to be executed, and it's not on them. Like it's more just like timings of different things and budget and moving parts and whatnot. Anyway, someone really, really, really famous has executed something super, super similar, and I feel like now if we go and do the idea that we've had planned for months, it will just look like we're copying them. So these are the frustrating days of my job where I'm just like, this idea was like so good. Anyway, so now I need to like go back to the drawing board basically, and this is a lot of my job is reformulating ideas or literally starting from scratch. Like for example, if you have an idea and you put it forward and then it doesn't get approved for like budget reasons or like corporate constraints, whatever it might be, you literally just have to go straight back to the drawing board, even if the idea was really, really good. So back to the drawing board, which means over the next few days, I'll basically have to ideate, say 3 to 5 ideas that they can choose from that have a similar effect and impact that my original idea did. And these ideas do take like a while to come up with in terms of like out of home media, paid advertising, the budget allocation, any influencers that we need to engage, any talent that we need to engage that aren't influencers, like literally so many things, plus the TikTok strategy. So Yep. Anyway, I have an hour and 15 minutes until my next call, so I'm gonna do some emails, edit some TikTok videos in the meantime, and then 15 minutes before probably just like prep my notes, my talking points, and get on with it. Maybe throw like another bag in there, which is good. Try that you're loving at the moment. Let me know anything else I should try. Housekeeping rules for like TikTok in general, so that when you are posting, you're like, why am I posting this? And you have the rationale behind all of the stuff that you're going to be posting. Realistically, like you will shape exactly who you become on the platform. So I was like Melanie Sutherland. She is a PR girl working in Melbourne. She's like, but she's positioning herself as a PR expert in the space when really she's been doing this for so many years. She's just never posted about it. So, but when we look across platform, when we see trends like the narrator go viral, it's because people are craving that kind of like intimate story and that deeper connection with people. So that's essentially what I want you to create with your daily vlog. So it's 10:30. I finished all my meetings for the night, all of my emails, and posted 3 TikToks. And then posted some on my We Are Jen account and also a few on the Too Much Talking account. So that's all my admin done. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Go up to our, what do you call it? I feel like I can't speak. Also had a really awful sleep last night. I went to bed at 2:30, I think, and woke up at 7. So I guess I would say this is like a non-productive ideal week, but whatever. I feel like it's super normal to not have like weeks on weeks where you're just like the most productive version of yourself and you're like sleeping well, exercising, eating well, like all that stuff. So I am gonna go for a walk to get my steps in at our gym and just try to like plan my day, edit some TikToks, come up with some concepts, different things like that, come back, journal, and then probably honestly not get started for work for the day because I have a call at 8 p.m. So my workday will like start a lot later today. I'm back. Okay, so I just walked for about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. While I walk, if I walk on the treadmill, sometimes I actually prefer walking on the treadmill because I can get a lot done on my phone. So I drafted like 10 TikToks. So put text overlay on them. Now I need to choose music and write the captions. Yes, I'm going to try and work out my finances and my budget because we're just like spending way too much money. Like it's just honestly a joke, and need to work out like where it's going. I was like looking at my statement today and it's a lot like me being lazy, like getting Ubers or ordering like DoorDash or food like delivery when we're like drunk or whatever, and I just need to like rein it in. We also spend a lot of food, like we go out for coffee at least like 1 to 2 times a day and go out for probably like 1 meal a day. So we just need to like not even like cut back but just work out when we are going out to eat, like we don't need to order like 2 starters, like appetizers, and 2 mains, like, and try everything. Like we can just be a little bit more conservative, especially because we're going to be going away like June, July, August and September. Or not August, we're moving in August, but June, July, September. And then we have a Thanksgiving trip and we're going to Texas with our other friends. Like we just have so many trips and flights that we need to pay for. And this is a big thing that my parents always taught me, which was, I'm really struggling to like articulate what I'm trying to say because I'm so freaking tired. But essentially when you start to make more money than what you were making. So for example, when I was working at my marketing agency, I was probably making, when I first started, like 40 grand a year. That was when I was 20 or 21. And then when I left, I think I was making, I actually can't really remember the number, but I think it was like around 85,000 AUD a year. Obviously been working for myself for so much longer now, and I make more than that now. My parents would always say, like, be careful of lifestyle inflation. And if you're familiar, you probably can skip this bit, but essentially lifestyle inflation means that, say you go from making 40 grand to 90 grand a year, let's just say. As I go along the road, I start to just like be like, oh cool, I can like buy another top, I can eat out more, I can get more Ubers, like all this stuff. Your lifestyle inflation is not the actual inflated price of like the goods and services around you. It's more so like your own spending habits. So I definitely think that Tiles and I have a really bad habit, even though she does the finances, like we're both pretty irresponsible spenders, I would say. And a lot of the time when we do start to make like more money or like whatever it is, we will spend more on like being lazy and not taking the subway and getting an Uber if we're like running late, but we're only running late because we know in the back of our head we could order an Uber. So just honestly like bringing us back down to reality and being like, no, you need to be on a budget. I've never really budgeted, like hardcore budgeted. I'm really bad at saving, like I know that. And I saved when I bought my house in Australia. That was like the one time that I was like so on my savings grind, but I feel like I'm very goal orientated. So unless I have a goal of like, you're saving for this or you're investing in bad at saving unless I have a goal. So that's what I'm going to do today, is put some goals in place. Like I really want to start investing more. I invest a little bit now, but I would like to pretty much double what I'm investing now by next year. If it's like contributing to things, like for example, I know I spend a lot of money on my nails, but this is what makes me feel really good. And I get them done every 4 to 5 weeks. So I know that every 4 to 5 weeks, I'll be spending money on my nails, which is anywhere between like $150 to $300. I know. RIP my bank account. Similar to jewelry. Like I don't feel like I have to wear a lot of jewelry because I always have fun nails. Basically, I just need to work out, like, out of all of my spending habits, what are things I can cut and what are things that I actually do want to keep that make me feel really good. So some TikToks. I don't normally actually shoot in app a lot. Normally I shoot like in my camera roll and then edit outside of it. But for this one, I'm going to be utilizing like the green screen filter. So I have to shoot it in app. I've edited all the videos together for my client. And this is kind of like what they look like. So this was the day event, and essentially my job is just to capture like the vibe and the essence of the event and also like highlight the product. So now I'm gonna name all of them and WeTransfer them to my client. If you don't use WeTransfer, like I distinctly remember when I first started my marketing job, the girl who was training me, we had a client that was using a supplier in China, and they were like, oh, we'll just WeTransfer them the, what's it called? It's like a pattern. This sounds stupid, but it's like basically you send the supplier the pattern that you want printed on the garment. So like we would send like a blank, like I don't even know if it was a PDF or like what it was. Like it was a file. And then the chick who was training me was just like, just WeTransfer them. And I think now that I obviously know what WeTransfer is, it's like when you start at a marketing agency, like the EDM and the CAC and the ROI and the ROAS and blah, 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 and like use all this jargon, you're just like, what the fuck is this? I just remember being like, I cannot ask this girl what WeTransfer is. So I remember like always just like Googling like, what is WeTransfer? And then it came up with WeTransfer and I didn't know how to use it. And she was kind of a little bit of a bitch. She was like, you don't know what that is? I was like, bitch, I've never worked in marketing before. Like, of course I don't know what that is. But WeTransfer is basically a filing system. It's a website where you can transfer files, like large files, very easily, and you can set the expiration for like 3, 7, 1 year. I have like the subscription, but you can like set the expiration for like 7 days so that your client has to open it. You can either do email to email and it'll email it straight to them. I like to do link because I always like to generate like my own link and then say like, hey, hope you're well, like please see like, so it's from your email rather than from WeTransfer via me. This is what it looks like. And basically I have my email there and you'll see here, it's like
expiry, keep forever, Like this is only available if you have a membership, I think. Membership isn't expensive either. So here it'll say create link or send email. See how it says email to versus your email, title and message. I like to just do create link and then go to my Gmail and send it to them. I just find it like more professional, I would say, than just flicking them something via WeTransfer. So I'm gonna go in and name all of my videos. So that way when I'm sending the email, I can refer to the files, and also if they have feedback, they don't have to say the reel where this is happening, can you change this? They'll say like with reel 1, can you please do this? Nighttime one. And this has more of like the nighttime vibe. So I'll say like night reel 2 is more to showcase like the ambiance of the event rather than highlighting the product features, whereas if you refer to night reel 1, that encompasses both, so that they have some options if they want to say repurpose them for like Instagram stories or TikToks or paid advertising, whatever it is. Always ask your clients where possible for inspiration, because it's so important going into the event, because you might have one idea of what you want essentially and what you want to convey, but at the end of the day, like you're trying to execute their vision, and for every client it's so different. Like Rationale, they're a very high-end skin client, whereas like someone like Axel, they're like high fashion, cool, very street style. So I always ask for inspiration, because Axel, like I do a lot of camcorder stuff, whereas I would never do that for, well, not never, but I wouldn't lean towards doing that for Rationale. That's more like slow, the clips are longer, whereas Axel's more like fast pace and more like, you know, bit more edgy. So always asking your client for inspiration. Shot on iPhone is important. Like a lot of the time, even with brands asking for ads, they'll send through examples of professionally shot content, and I'll always go back and say, like, never be too afraid to ask for more inspiration, just so that you can ensure that you're nailing it for your client. So I'll always say things like, hey, love this. This is professionally shot on like on a camera. Can you please send through some iPhone content that you really enjoy? It doesn't have to be within like your industry, and let me know what you like about that. So a lot of the time clients might send a video and you think that they like the visuals, but they actually like the music. So I always get them to specify before I even start the project, what do you like about the video and what don't you like about the video? So they might say like, I don't like that the clips are super slow, but I really like the lighting and I really like the quality of the video. I'm like, okay, cool. And then they might send another one and say, I really like how you can see people talking and moving in it, but I don't like how fast the clips are. So then out of all of their feedback, I can kind of put together a brief for myself and think, so they want short-ish clips, but not too fast that it feels overwhelming. They like the fact that people are in it, so let's make sure there's a people like highlight focus in the video. They love the sound of this type of music, so let me find very similar music, or even trial it with the same song that they provided in case they want to use that exact same song. When I work with clients, I'm pretty flexible. Like I know agency will be like, you only get 2 rounds of revisions and that's it, but realistically, like I work with these clients ongoing, so I always like to make sure that they're super happy. And if that means I have to revise something 3 times, that's never happened. But if I did have to, like I wouldn't be like, oh, it's such a burden, because at the end of the day, like they're paying you to do this job. So just like do it properly, you know what I mean? I like to make sure my client's really happy. And it also is just a good relationship building. Okay, so we're transferring them. So once you just literally drag and drop your files in, and then it'll come up with this little percentage. So once you re-transfer your files, it'll say, so I've put all my reels in there, it'll say copy link. So you just want to copy that and then email the first person that I'm dealing with, and then I'll CC in the girl that provided the inspo who's located in Australia, I believe. And then with your title, you just want to make it clear like what you're essentially talking about in your email. So you'll do, I just did reels from events. If it was more of a corporate client, I probably would be a little bit more serious, but always say like, hi, like, how are you? Or thanks again for hosting me at these events, Attaching the content here, I always do here and then like double click on that and then hyperlink it to the WeTransfer instead of inserting like a really large link, because it definitely looks more professional when you do that. And then I always say, please let me know any feedback, and then looking forward to hearing from you kind of vibe. Always say that because you always just want to give them an opportunity to basically come back with anything that they want changed and then change it and then go from there.
I don't normally attach my invoice to the first round of reels that I provide as well, because it's a little bit like assuming that the content's ready to go. Whereas whereas when you send the content over, you can actually see, like, WeTransfer will send you an email when someone downloads the content that you sent them. So it'll say like, your WeTransfer has been downloaded. Then from there, they'll come back, say they're really happy, no worries, da-da-da. Then I'll say, brilliant, here you go, also attaching the invoice for your convenience. 30-day invoice period. Some people have 60-day terms, whatever. I normally just do 30 days, and then they pay their invoice. Bob's your uncle, Susan's your auntie's sister. Well done. Things like that in the city.
Oh, there would be, 100%.
Because like Jenna did one. Oh, she volunteered at school the other day.
Oh, I
and
saw
was
that.
like, huh.
How do I get in?
Hey. Wait, why?
I was like, to the guy reception, I was like,
All the time people be like, how do you stay so healthy? I don't. Chips. Now I'll make protein later. Make salmon. You know all about balance. Look at the weather. And I just told Tals that I think she needs to vent to him.
Yes, you bitch. I scrubbed off everything this morning.
No, but I think it's because when you showed me your leg, I was like, this is what you look like when you said you didn't like, you were having those spirals. So I'm trying to be proactive and tell you to fake tan because you need to.
I'm across it.
Well, you didn't say like, oh my god, I'm so pale, I'm turning tonight. You were just like, ah! So I thought that would be a
Because it
good,
was obvious.
I thought that would be a good friend.
Look at it.
Me gently.
What, you think I need to confirm that this looks bad and I need to make 10?
This is my little work outfit. It's still so miserable outside. I will film some of this audit, but not the whole thing, obviously, for privacy reasons. I guess that's where, with your series, I would definitely say that everything needs to be like very interconnected. So when we do have different buckets, and I love talking to people that work in the industry because it's so much easier to explain because you'll just like get it, because it's very synonymous with like the content that people want to see. So that's where I see, for example, your personality would be, if you were, for example, doing a daily vlog of your work, that's where you would integrate a small side note about trying the viral, like, and saying, from like a visual perspective, I like XYZ, and from a creative perspective, da 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 da. Okay, cool. Right. Coming back to tall poppy syndrome, I would say it gives like way too. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So talk me through what your goals are. Tell me what you're doing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like the blue bottle with the blue lid. Is that right? Wait, what happened with Alex Earl? Did she ever unbox it? Oh, I don't have her. I have the big one. But yeah, I think I got the email that it's coming, so that is all gravy. I can definitely film content if you need it while I'm away. I'm going to Rhode Island, like Newport. It's like, it is 9 p.m. I just finished my last call for tonight and sent like a wrap up and pretty much like listed everything that I needed to do. I need to come up with their ideas before Friday, so I have a day and a half to do that, but I need to make my dinner. And I think I want to eat my salmon, but you know when you just like, when you buy fish and then when it comes time to make it, you like don't want to make it because it's fish.
Hi, friends.
So cutie. Which ones? Oh no, I don't want them.
Christmas ham.
Honestly, coming into summer is such a rude awakening.
It's so rude.
It's so fucked. Well, whatever. She says that she smashed one whole block of chocolate today. Oops. Good morning. Going for a meeting?
I love this jacket.
Oh, thanks. And then we're going to the opening of this ball, the new location, which would be a young. You know, I couldn't wave it because then when it's waved, it just gives like.
I like the pieces out. I think that's better.
But
My
like,
God, it's so long. Victoria cut it.
yeah, it's kind of having slut strands, you know, like when girls at the gym.
I like it.
They're like,
Oh, that looks great. Oh, do I want sunglasses?
yes, you always want sunglasses.
I've lost my black status anxiety ones.
Wait, I swear I saw them the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, my hair is long, hey. Thank you.
Gotta tell you.
Should I bring one more chair over?
That is insane. It's really nice when you left the house.
Yeah, my hair looked really nice when I left the house. Now, 10 minutes, 20 minutes now.
Oh, cinnamon hair.
Yummy.
Yeah. About these bits. Can you feel it? Like not too much though, because then my whole
This bowl in Soho.
you should yeah, get him in. They are cool. Yeah, they rode past ours yesterday.
YouTube videos are good.
Yeah, because the guy that edits them, I've been following for like so many years. I'm like, you are so talented.
Yeah.
Like, insane.
He shot a video we did, the 6 month long video we did.
Oh.
No way.
Was he good to work with?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems really cool.
I gotta say yes, you're filming.
I do not know what's going on with my body. I'm actually in my luteal stage, my cycle. So I don't know if it's that, but I literally could not keep my eyes open and just had a nap for around an hour and a half. So now I have to get ready. I'm gonna go see one of my best friends, Brenna. She is an American girly. I don't know if I've ever really spoken about her, but she's fantastic. I feel like I actually don't speak about my friends in the city a lot, but maybe just because a lot of them don't post on socials. So I feel like a lot of the time when I hang out with them, like we never have our phones out. But I'm taking her to an Asta Resort event, which should be nice. Huh? Like this?
This looks great.
How do you normally tuck this when you tuck it?
I do two.
Is it a bit like Boot Scoot and Baby? Or is it cute? I can't tell. Always putting hair oil in your hair before you go out is so important. It'll make your hair like glisten. So I just put like the tiniest little like pea size amount, rub it in, and instead of running your fingers through, just put it like superficially over your hair.
Okay, we're at the event.
I feel pretty good because I didn't drink too much, so I feel I'm gonna have a good sleep and then wake up and work. I have a meeting at 8 AM tomorrow morning. I don't think I filmed anything. Brenda and I ended up going to a club for like an hour, and then I rode my bike down to the pub, met up with my brother and his friends. But I have a meeting at 8 in person. Just wearing these studded jeans, which are cute, and then just a little top. Make your bed every morning, people. Once you get into a good habit of making your bed, it's all smooth sailing from there.
Alrighty, heading down to Mud in the East Village.
You know what I've been saying? My whole since I've been helping out when I've been.
Wait, that's so cute! It's actually like, how much was it?
$800 or $900.
Real quality. I thought you were really big.
Automatically like stabilized, right?
I'm going to do these ideas for my clients. I'm going to quickly do that. Eating a little bit of like orzo pasta. Not overly hungry today for some reason, but I'm going for drinks and dinner at 4. I know it's so early, but it's in 2 hours, so just having a little bite to eat. Sometimes when you see photos, they're not very reflective of what you actually look like, so just remember. The Holy Grail. Oh. Cool. Obviously not with my activewear, but... I didn't finish the vlog where I was hungover because I just ended up doing like my emails and then my content plan for the week moving forward. So thanks so much for watching. If you prefer the week in the life, do let me know. They're a lot longer to film and a lot more effort. So I'm hoping you like the day in the life better, but if you do like the work stuff, that's so fine as well. Just let me know if there's any other tips, tricks, marketing things that you want to know, career journey. I've actually posted a career journey before on my TikTok. It's set as a highlight, so you can go and watch that and it'll tell you like my full journey from social media to intern, paid advertising, all of that stuff until where I am now. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.